I won't never stop.
Don't talk about it, be about
Till I bleed my last drop. From my heart and I'm about it. Now shout it. Beast Nation. Beast Nation. Beast Nation.
You know, following the Olympia, you know, we tried to put together what the plan was after that. What was going to be your approach? Because my thing with David is always, you know, I want you to be a smarter lifter. I want you to carefully plan out the meets that you're going to compete in, how you're going to train for them, specifically what your attempts are going to be on every lift, what all your warm-ups and everything are, just to overall become a smarter lifter that has a strategy behind everything that you do. So the idea was after the Olympia that you wanted to challenge yourself in a raw competition by dropping down to the 275. So you went from 307, 308, you know, at the Olympia, dieted down and weighed in at 273 at the Expo. So that took a lot of careful, you know, dieting and watching the food intake and adding in cardio and other kinds of training to keep your weight down. So as his weight's dropping, his strength was quite good. You know, in fact, he was, you know, he was squatting well, squatting in the sevens, benching near 600, and his pulling, he had some back flare-ups and injuries, so he kind of backed down the deadlifts. It didn't quite push it as hard and heavy until he was feeling, you know, quite a bit better. And then towards the tail end of the cycle, we picked it up a little bit and cut him off 3 weeks before. So, you know, coming into the meet, David had some goals that he wanted to achieve. The number one thing, we wanted to get past 2,000 on the total. That was the thing. We wanted to hit that 2,000 total raw. The other thing was he wanted to take a ride with 600 pounds on the bench press. Okay, he was close, and if everything was right and it was a good day and he was feeling 100%, he felt like he could take 600 for a ride. That was his goal. His deadlift when he lifted at the Olympia, he pulled 755 deadlift at the Olympia, and that was in single ply. And he was having trouble getting himself into position and low position on the single ply gear. So we were targeting, you know, raw, if he can pull 755 raw at the Fit Expo, which we thought was, you know, was realistic. So he pulled 755 in training, getting ready for the competition. So my job was to strategize the competition. You know, how are we going to try to do all these things that he wants to do? Total 2,000, take a ride with 600 on the bench press, and if everything goes great, go well beyond 2,000. So 2,000 was kind of the minimum threshold. So in choosing attempts for him, you know, we decided we're going to start the squat at 705. Okay, he'll open up at 705 on the first attempt. The second attempt is going to go 755, and the third attempt 804. If he felt that on a good day, he wanted to take 8 for a ride. So those were the goals on the squat. On the bench, we were going to open him up at 534. I didn't want to open him up too heavy because I wanted to just kind of see where the bar speed was, see whether or not the 600 was doable or not. The second attempt was going to be 573, and then he was going to take 600 bench on the third. And on the deadlift, I was opening him up at 672. And especially on the deadlift, I wanted to see how fast he could pull the 672. If the 672 looked good and fast, I was going to jump him to 722, and then from 722 on a third attempt go to 755. Every single attempt was, if this happens, what else are we going to do? Okay, so on his squat, he opened up with his squat. He had to bury the squat. He had to get the opening squat.
Coming your way out of Camp Pendleton, proudly representing the Scarlet and Gold, Sergeant David the Beast Tugler! Give me an old Marine Corps spirit! It was good enough for Chesty Fuller! It was good enough for old Dan Daly! It's good enough for David Douglas!
He came out with the 705. He got the 705. Looked good. So we jumped to 755 for the second attempt. The 755, he came out with it and just buried it. Much deeper than he actually needed to go. He buried it coming out of the squat. His hips kind of shifted a little bit forward and he kind of bobbled it and he lost it in the hole. He heard a pop in his leg. Wasn't a serious tear or anything, but at that point he missed the 755. We decided let's call it no more. Let's cut it right there on the squat. So we knew if he gets a 705 and he can get his second attempt of the 573 on bench and he can have a good pull, he'll still hit the 2000.
Right now, let's bump it up to 535 pounds. And welcome back. The head of Beast Nation. Maintenance Battalion out of Camp Pendleton, ladies and gentlemen. Green Machine.
David Douglas coming off somewhat of a quad injury off the squat. Let's see how much that affects him in the bench. I know he wants over 600 today. We're trying to get 600 raw. That's going to affect him, I don't think.
We go into bench and he opens up at 534 and I didn't like the looks of it because it looked like it was a little bit heavier for him than it should have been. So rather than go to 573, which I didn't want to risk that, I backed him down to 556. By doing that, by backing him down to 556, it was a lift that I knew he could get, and all he would need to do is pull 738 to total 2000. Okay, so he took the 556. He got the 556.
Camp Pendleton, proudly part of the Big Green Machine. Beast Nation in the house.
Definitely a crowd favorite here today. David hurt his quad on his last squat. Opted on his third, skipped his third squat, came back on his bench, got it easy, but you could tell it was bothering him. Just hard. You have leg hurts like that. You don't have that base and that drive. So let's see what he does here. He wants 600, but the weight's not hard. Easy. Weight's easy. Just wondering if that drive is going to be there.
It was a heavy lift. So at that point, okay, you want to take 600, take 600 for the third attempt. So he went out, he took 600 on the third attempt of the bench.
This isn't a couple of 40 miners on the wall. Not 315 either. No, 600 pounds!
was confident. That last bench was good. It was solid. Weight wasn't an issue. It's that base and that drive that's going to make a difference between the 600 or not. No. Just the way that dropped out of his chest. You knew this was going to happen.
Came down there, he controlled it well, he got a couple inches off the chest, and it died. In hindsight, I didn't tell him then, but I told him afterwards, I knew you weren't going to get that bench, but I knew you wanted to try it, so that was the time to do it. So we went into the deadlift. He opened up the 672. It looked real good.
Marine Corps, Sergeant David, the Beast, Deadlift!
Alright guys, we're going to go forward.
And the judges say, we are
I told him, look, all you need to do right now is pull 738. You got the 2,000 total. So we jumped the second attempt up to 738, and he went out and he got the 738.
Sergeant David, the Beast, the toughest guys were field artillery. Nobody here is. Pretty well led for Sergeant Douglas.
We decided to take one more pull, so okay, let's go with the planned third attempt of 755. He went out to pull the 755. He got it a couple inches below the knees, and that was it. The day was over. So all in all, I think it was a successful day. He totaled 2,000, which was a PR for him. PR in the squat, PR in the deadlift, PR in the total. He took second place to T, who was an absolute animal that day. And so overall, it was a great meet for him. He's decided now to go back into the 308s, the 275s. He's going to go back to the 308s. He's going to do the Relentless bench press meet coming up. That's his plan. It's a fundraiser meet, a very good cause for kids with cancer. So he wants to participate in that. And then after that, we're gonna begin a long-term prep to get ready for the Olympia again in September. And he's going to do the USPA Nationals. It's kind of a prep meet along the way, but he'll be back at the Olympia. Last year he totaled 2398 at the Olympia, and this year he's looking to put another 100 pounds or more on that total. And I really think he's capable of it. It's just technical work that has to be done, more time in the gym. And just remember, David has not been lifting in full power competition for that long. I mean, coming into the Olympia, that was his third meet. That was his second single ply meet he's ever done. So a lot of people knew him as a bench press only guy, benched 776 single ply competition, benched 800 last year at Douglas. So he is a full meet lifter. David's a full meet lifter, and you're going to see a lot more of him. And he's got a long way to go. And you're gonna see some big numbers coming out of him this year.
Now, David Douglas coming up right now, 545 open attempt, lifting in 308 pound class. Yesterday he lifted in a full power, total 2,000 raw, hurt his quad when he did it. Now, competing in the bench. To be Jill Mills hasn't done anything so far. She's just deadlifting. So you did not miss her. Good lift for David Douglas. David Douglas going to get 578, another round, 262, 262 and a half. Remember, after you got 3 more lifters, and then we're going to be, oh, excuse me, we have 1 fourth attempt for Gary Slater. And after that, we're going to have a 10-minute break. David Douglas. All right, Beat Station, get ready. Make some noise! Wow. No. Man, that kid's tough. Round of applause on the God. We're going to stay with the weight of David Douglas as we welcome Ryan DeWitt back to the platform. That guy's tough. Over 6 on the
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page to get more motivational videos and highlights and results of my meets and stuff. Also, check out my Twitter page. You can find me at Beast Douglas. And also my Instagram, you can find me at David the Beast Douglas. All those things are different motivational pieces that I'm putting out, not only for my own sake, but for anybody who wants to follow me or is interested in the journey that I'm taking. So I appreciate it. Team Beast, we started from the bottom, now we're here.
I refuse to quit, that's why I can't lose. Ambitious and vicious, with the mindset, if it's in my way, then I'ma lift this too. Nothing I can't do, no exaggeration or imagination. Everything in this world is for the taking, and I'm coming to get it with my nation. Beast,
Beast Nation. Beast Nation.
everything in this world is for the taking, and I'm coming to get it with my nation. Beast,
Beast Nation. Beast Nation.
everything in this world is for the taking, and I'm coming to get it with my nation. Hold up, let me throw my weight. You can't really tell me nothing. Shit, you can watch while I demonstrate. You might learn a little something. Watch as the unthinkable is conjured. Watch as the impossible is conquered. I'm a titan, a beast, I'm a monster. Living life like I don't need a sponsor.